I appreciate the value of your Vedic education for expanding the awareness of a student. But does Vedic education also include the study of such disciplines as math, computer science, or economics, practical knowledge to prepare a student to earn a living and to function in today's technologically driven world?
There are three aspects of the answer. Let me ask, does the tiger remain alive due to the education of mathematics or physics or chemistry? Does a rabbit on the street, on the forest, remain alive because of the knowledge of mathematics and this and this and this? Any bird, is he alive because of mathematics, this? Therefore, man's liveliness on the basis of what you teach him in the schools and colleges is a wrong, very wrong notion. It's incomplete idea. And if it is so, how many people are unemployed in America, in England, in Germany, in China, in India, in everywhere? They are all they are all studying physics and chemistry and engineering. How many engineers are unemployed? So it's a false notion. This is one kind of answer. The other kind of answer is that if a man can earn his living by knowing mathematics or physics, what will be deficient in his earning if he enlivens in his awareness the basis of all mathematics, the basis of all physics, the basis of all chemistry, the basis of all physiology. How he will lose earning capacity by knowing many fields of knowledge. Vedic knowledge means Aham Brahmasmi, I am totality. That means knowledge of everything. Knowledge of unity, of diversity, and knowledge of unity being diversity and diversity being unity. If a man has this knowledge, this is Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge means complete knowledge. So when a man of incomplete knowledge can be thought to be capable of earning the job and having the job and this thing, then why can't a man who has more knowledge than one field, and then the man who has all knowledge, why can't he, how can he remain without food, without earning? This is another aspect of the answer. Another very fundamental level of answer is that Vedic knowledge is the knowledge of Ved. Ved means pure knowledge, total knowledge. Now, where is Ved? Ved is in consciousness. Where is consciousness? Consciousness is the self of everyone. It is the Atma of everyone. So Vedic knowledge means knowledge of Ved, which means knowledge of Atma, knowledge of the self. And knowledge of the self means what? One first thing is being or Atma. Second level is Swara of Atma. Swara means reverberation. That means Atma itself reverberating into sound values. So it is called Shruti, it is called Ved, and the Ved reverberating into the meaning of the language. And that meaning is substantiated in the form of exposed to senses of perception, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling. So 5 senses and 5 senses of action. So the whole Vedic knowledge means knowledge of Ved, which means knowledge of the self, self-referral knowledge. Very beautiful sutras are there in the Vedic knowledge. Sutras means small expressions. Small, 2-3 small expressions, 2-3. Swarupe avasthanam, that's all. Swarupe avasthanam, that means it is sustained in itself. Vritti sarupyamita. The second sutra is that it is also in motion. It is sustained in itself, but it is motion on its own level. It is active on its own level. So these small expressions have meaning, but meaning is another thing, and the sound on itself is the swara of that is the speech of Atma, language of Atma. So Vedic education means education of Ved, means education of Atma. And who designed the education of Atma? No one designed. It is called Nitya Apaurushaya. These are the 2 words for the knowledge of Atma. Atma itself is an eternal reality, and Atma itself is an eternal reality. It is in terms of 2 values. One is silence, the other is dynamism. Now look at this expression, silence and dynamism. Now silence and dynamism, these are 2 opposite values, opposite qualities. And then Atma is made of 2 opposite qualities. 2 opposite qualities, when they come together, they hide each other. They make each other unmanifest. So Atma is unmanifest. It is made of 2 opposite values, unity and diversity. And then we express it in terms of knowledge and action, silence, dynamism. This is Atma, this is the self. So nobody made Atma, nobody made silent quality of Atma, nobody made dynamism quality of Atma. It is eternal reality. Atma or self is not made by someone. The characteristic qualities They are not designed and manufactured by someone. No, 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 no. It's an eternal reality. It is an eternal reality, self-sustained. Self-sustained reality. Dr. Hagelin, when time comes, Dr. Hagelin will inform us how the unified field is not a human creation. Nobody, no scientist made the unified field. He just discovered unified field is an eternal reality. And when it's a unified values are what? Basically two values, silence, dynamism, silence, dynamism. So this Atma is not made by anyone, silence is not made by anyone, the Veda is not made by anyone, Veda is not made by anyone. What we look into the books, or the Pandits chanting the Veda, it's not made by the Veda, it's not made by anyone. It is picked up. On what level? On the level that it exists on its own. Atma exists on its own. Unified field exists on its own. It's not made by anyone. It is discovered by everyone by taking the awareness to that level, which is transcendental level. Transcendental means unseen level. Unseen because it is a unified state of two different qualities, two different characteristic qualities, silence and dynamism, silence. So when we say Vedic education, then we are opening that reality to the awareness of the student. This is what education means, to unfolding what is hidden from view. To unfold. Education is to unfold. To unfold what is hidden, it's unfolded. And this unfoldment of the self is total knowledge. And total means howsoever, how many may be the streams of knowledge, they are all assembled in the self. So the knowledge of the self, which is the knowledge of the Veda, which is education, Vedic education, is what contains all mathematics, all physics, all chemistry, all physiology, all everything, all trigonometry, all geometry, all astronomy, whatever can be put in terms of knowledge and whatever can be put in terms of lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge means knowledge of the unmanifest. So unmanifest also is Atma, manifest also is Atma. Atma is an eternal reality. So the answer to your question is that when a man, you think he has studied the number system, mathematics he has, so he can count the numbers in the market or something. But here, in the unfoldment of the total Atma, all mathematics, all fields of action, all fields of knowledge, take down these words, all fields of knowledge are lively, in one single awareness, and that is Atma consciousness, self-referral consciousness. That is why came the word consciousness-based education. Vedic education is consciousness-based education, education of that element, the self, the unified field, the Atma, Aham, I. The knowledge of the I, knowledge of that element or that quantity, knowledge of that reality, which is sum total of all knowledge, sum total of all organizing power. That is why the question doesn't arise, or if the question arises, this is the answer, that if a man has total knowledge, he will be by far more efficient in his emotions, in his thinking, in his speaking, in his behavior, in his actions, than the one who has only one knowledge. The Nobel Prize winner in mathematics, only a particular brain is developed. Mathematics develops a particular aspect of the brain. Chemistry develops a particular aspect of the brain. Physics develops a particular aspect of the brain. A particular aspect. Knowledge of the Atma, which is knowledge of being, develops total brain. So if a man can earn his living by using his small part of the brain, what we can think, how much a man who knows how to use the full brain will earn, how much he will earn, very much more. So this question is from a very limited field, from the present market field. If you are PhD, you get so much salary. If you are MA, you are so much salary. BA, so much salary. Intermediate, so much salary. Different levels. It's a social concept. It's not a real thing. About the Vedic thing, what is spoken about the Vedic knowledge? What is spoken about the Vedic knowledge is, let us hear those words. I think you have heard many times. Once more you hear, there are 2-3 words. Yatinam, yati means who is united, whose awareness is united, who is unified, who is not fragmented, who is unified. Yatinam Brahma bhavati sarthi. Brahma, the creator. Who is the creator? Balanced state. Eternally balanced state. It has a name, Purusha. Purusha is the name of that intelligence which is unified in itself. In the Vedic terms, Purusha is Shiva, silence. Shiva is a physical reality, it's a mental reality, it's an intellectual reality, it's a reality on the level of transcendental being within the framework of human physiology. So the Vedic education is the education of total natural law, which is embodied totally in Atma, in the self. So Yatinam Brahma bhavati sarthi. So this total natural law works for him whose awareness is awake in Atma. We are emphasizing the knowledge of Atma because if the Atma is awake in one's awareness, then total knowledge is awake in one's thinking, in one's speaking, in one's behavior. Total knowledge. For him, total natural law functions. Nature functions. For him, nature functions. For him, nature functions. Even in the world, ordinarily one thinks, some man, he does something, immediately he becomes so successful. In other cases, one keeps on trying, he is not so successful, half successful. In other cases, he is not even half successful. In other cases, he is struggling. So these different levels of ability of action depends upon the wakefulness, degree of wakefulness of one's own consciousness. We are promoting consciousness-based education so that everyone would use total natural law, and total natural law will function for him. And what is total natural law? That amazing, infinite quality and quantity of energy and intelligence, we say, of nature, energy and intelligence, infinite, of nature, that governs the infinite physical diversity of the universe, infinite diversity of the galactic universe is governed by that power which begins to work for any intelligence which is in tune with Atma. This is Vedic education. Everyone has a chance. If one has grown, even then he has a chance to regular morning, evening meditation, or has a chance for his children to get into that level of authority in nature, so that nature helps. Nature works for him. Therefore, never think that any man who does not have mathematics, or how many are the people in the world who don't know? All these poor people in the world, quarter population of the world, they are living. They are living life. They are eating. They are growing. But they don't have mathematics or anything. So all these fields of knowledge are a mockery. Take this word. Are a mockery to the immense, infinite possibility open to every man through education. That is the answer. Huh? So many different avenues of answer. It's a beautiful question. It was a delight to take these answers in these different values. But the Atma, the whole emphasis is on Atma. Consciousness. That is Vedic education. It will make a man Lord. Some poet has written sometime, I am the Lord of all that I survey. That lordship develops. Not your most obedient servant, not the slavery which is inevitable from the fragmented quality of education prevalent today in whatever may be the big names of the universities, whatever they are. But they are mockery to education. Mockery to education is every head of a university feels, I have this. Whatever knowledge you want, my campus is competent to give you that knowledge. You take this knowledge, this knowledge, this knowledge, this knowledge, any knowledge. That means all knowledge in one campus. This is the pride of the university education, university layout. Vedic education, what it says? All knowledge in every brain, not in every campus. Not every campus, but in every brain. Atma. These two words, A and Ma. A and Ma. And Ma comes from A. So it's only the A. One word contains the total knowledge, and that word is one's own existence. Atma. This is the language of Atma. This is the language of the Veda. The whole Veda flows from A. A is the first word of the Veda. And the whole Veda, all those 40 values of the Veda, hundreds of books, they are all the flow of the syllable A. And syllable A is the source of the Veda. Syllable A is the expression of Atma, Atma, Atma. So we are talking of total knowledge as an essential ingredient of one's own existence. That is Vedic education. That is Vedic education. That is Vedic education. Everything else is a trash. T-R-A-S-H, trash in capital. Trash. When you have the ability for all the channels of knowledge in your single awareness, that is education for man. That is Vedic education. That is Vedic education. Don't waste time. Your time or your children's time or your dependents' time. Don't waste their time in engaging them in partial, fragmented field of knowledge which is prevalent in the world today. I'm not criticizing. I'm only expressing the nature of the present education and the nature of the Vedic education, which is going to be, which is destined to be the development of the present level of education. So make it, and in the administration of the global country of world peace, administration,